you just hit. Welcome into the QB Huddle Podcast. That means it's Tuesday morning for me, afternoon for some, and you'll see that I am joined by Brandon Newey's name, but that is not Brandon Newey. That is Marcus Watson. Things have changed a little bit here with the QB Huddle Podcast. Our producer and co-host Lauren both are on to greener pastures, and we wish them the very best. But they've got some other stuff to take care of, so we've had to pivot. We're back to Brandon and myself, and Marcus Watson will be our producer, working through Broken Halo Media. We're still part of FanStream Sports Network, so please hit that subscribe button. But Mark, I've known you for 30, I don't even want to say how long. It's like 35 years, 34 years. I don't know. Long time.
It's been some time, yeah.
Now, we have Mark here because Brandon and I have real jobs, as I've said before, and Brandon is currently on the phone with a doctor, as we are physician recruiters. So he will be here as quickly as he can. But Mark, as a Bears fan, the biggest Bears fan I know, both literally and figuratively, I'd like to know from you. The Bears had a very good draft, in my opinion. I have one shocker with two all-pro tight ends in the third round. They don't go defensive. They don't go linebacker. They don't go edge rusher. They don't go defense at all. They go tight end with two all-pro tight ends on the roster. Please explain.
Yeah, it's a rough situation. It's a weird situation. It seems that because they lost Smythe last year, who worked as their the primary blocking tight end, the H-back, the fullback, and Ben Johnson's fullback set, that it seems like the tight end they drafted this year will take Smythe's place as the fullback. He's a big guy. He's like 6'6", probably like 255, 260. So he's a hammer. So he looks like, I mean, if that is the case, then he should fit perfectly in Ben Johnson's scheme. I have a theory. A theory. And
what do we got?
I'm going out on the limb. There's according to my sources on the street, which is basically like YouTube.
Are these the homeless people that you're talking about? The street?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify.
Right outside my door. But they know Bear stuff, and they told me that it's possible that Cole Kmet could be on the trading block.
Oh no.
Yeah,
it isn't so.
I mean, they did not address everything they needed on the defensive side of the ball in the draft or in free agency. So their most valuable piece right now on offense that they might be able to part with, since Colston Loveland is planned to take on the bulk of the starting responsibilities, might be Cole Kmet.
See, I will say, big Loveland fan, he is not half of the blocker that Cole Kmet is. So that makes me very nervous, what you are saying, but it could make sense. I'll ask you one last question about that. Do the Bears have any shot? Is there any more conversation being had about a trade for Myles Garrett?
Nothing that I've heard so far, but it's still there's still time for this crazy offseason to pick up, and hopefully the Bears address somebody on the defensive side of the ball.
Okay. All right. Looks like Brandon has come in, so we've got to ask you one last question. Who is your favorite pick? Your favorite pick of the draft for Chicago?
Oh God, it's Dylan Thielen, the safety. They lost at least two safeties and a cornerback, so that immediately addresses a starting role on the defensive back end.
So that's it. How about you don't like the receiver pick, or do you like the receiver pick, but that's your favorite pick? Because this Xavier Thomas pick is a lightning in a bottle.
My favorite pick is the safety, The sleeper pick is the receiver from LSU,
Okay.
right? I mean, fastest 40 time in the combine. So
Yeah.
I mean, speed kills. This is a speed kills league. So we'll see. We'll see.
Well,
I'm excited for the season to start.
we're going to talk about him when we get a little bit later down the line when we talk about this draft, because did you know that him and his family have ties to Walter Payton, which is
I
pretty
did not.
amazing. Always nice to bring that back. Some sort of cousins or some sort of relatives. I don't know. I saw Brandon, and then I don't see Brandon, so I'm
Yeah,
not
he
sure.
popped out. I
There
see
he
him. He's
is.
back in. So, all right, Tim.
Mark,
Thanks.
thank you very much. Welcome back to the QB Huddle Podcast. And now let's bring in the pretty face of the crew. Here he is. Welcome in, Brandon Newey. Cheers. Woo.
Hey, we're back. We're back.
How you
What's
doing,
up,
buddy? How
I'm
was
good,
that?
man. I'm good. Just grinding. You know how it is in this business. That phone rings, you got to pick up and roll.
100%.
So,
Yeah, we got you, man. We got you. So, listen, welcome in. We were talking about the Bears draft a little bit with Mr. Watson being a Bears fan, but we're going to back up. We're going to back up to the beginning of the show. I'm Tim, joined by Brandon. We want to talk about a few things here. First and foremost, it was Michael Jackson weekend. That nationwide holiday. It was seen. The Michael Jackson movie came out. You got to see it. Look, there he is. Michael's that is Michael Jackson's nephew, by the way, folks.
Jafar.
I'm sure everybody knows the story by now, but Brandon, tell us about your experience. You went to the movies this weekend to see Sir Michael Jackson's movie.
I did, man, and I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. Growing up as a kid, I used to call him Magic Shoes. I remember seeing him for the first time ever when I was like 5 years old, so about my son's age. And man, just going to this movie, man, I never got to experience a Michael Jackson concert. It felt like a concert and a tribute to him. And if you're going into this movie with, you got to go down the rabbit hole, find all the BS, what's occurred over the years, you're not going to find that here. You're going to find a very surface level film that really just describes, Michael growing up and getting into fame. And he was famous since he was 10 years old, though Barry Gordy said he was 8, because it sounded better. But man, this was incredible. Jafar Jackson really embodied his uncle Mike, man. And there were some glimpses that you really thought that was him. And so if you're a big MJ fan, I mean, I did it. I watered up during Human Nature. It's just natural, right? You miss the guy. He was a hero to all of us growing up as kids. We all tried to do the dances. We all sung his songs. We still play his songs. I mean, there is nobody close. Nobody close to Michael Jackson.
I agree with you, and it's funny
from a fan perspective.
You and I are 14 years different?
I think so.
About the same as Gretchen and I. And that's 2 different generations, right? And he obviously was new to the scene, obviously Jackson 5, but Michael Jackson hit the scene with Thriller and Billie Jean and all those. And so when we're in our text group talking about favorite songs, my favorite songs are coming from the 80s. Yours are coming from a little bit later 80s, early 90s. And it's just funny that he could hit 2 generations of people the same way. And here I am, 54, and you're 39, and we're sitting here and
39,
we're both Michael Jackson. But it's different eras of Michael Jackson that we grew up with.
Right.
Well, that just talks about how timeless he is, right? Even kids today know what Thriller is. So Michael Jackson, I can't wait to see the movie. I'm going to wait to watch it in my my little makeshift in-home theater. But anyway,
you said have to go to the
movies
to see it. Yeah, you do yourself a disservice.
Nervous going into a dark movie these days.
It's fine. Like I feel like, man, go to a matinee or whatnot, and I went to a 10:30 showing, and it was packed, but I was in the back, quiet, just kind of tapping my feet. I mean, it's the experience of going to the movie theaters. It's like a Michael Jackson concert. You never got to see him, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, holy, like the dude's performance is unreal. Like most impersonators try to copy Mike. You can see they can dance a little bit like him. It's like this dude embodied Michael Jackson. Like you thought, like it's like, oh man, this is Mike, right? So I just feel like, man, it was a great cast. Don't watch it at home on bootleg or like go pay your $12 and experience a Michael Jackson concert because that's what it felt like. Oh yeah, that's what it felt like. I mean, the dancing, the music, just the sound of it. It sounded like you were in a studio. And you're seeing this guy moonwalk all over, all the moves, his mannerisms, the way he carried himself. It was cool, man. And then my little 5-year-old, now all he wants to do is watch Michael Jackson. He got to see Smooth Criminal for the first time, and one of his favorite songs is Speed Demon because he's riding around with the little cartoon rat or the cartoon rabbit. Everybody remembers that. He's replicating his moves. So now all he wants to do is listen to Michael Jackson. And that's the feel I got when I was a kid, when I first saw Michael Jackson, right? Do the moonwalk, point it out. He's got magic shoes, Mom. Look at him. Right. He thought he was magic. And it was great, man. And I want to take my kid to it for sure. It's just a matter of time. But I think we're going to go see it. I'm probably going to go see it maybe 3 or 4 times.
Oh, my goodness. All right.
It's a big Michael Jackson fan.
I'm definitely going to have to go see it one of these days.
That was my guy.
So as we know, we're in NFL off season. We just had the draft, but this is off season for us too. So we're off doing real things, right, in real life, not so much football related. I'd like to quickly announce this Friday is, if people don't know probably either, I've been going to stand-up comedy class for the last, 6 weeks. We're almost done. I graduate here in a couple weeks, and I'll do a show at the Dallas Comedy Club. But this Friday night, I'm part of a comedy lineup at the Turning Point Beer. They make their 14 different kinds of beer they make here. They also make a seltzer, but there'll be there's a list of 15 of us, 7-minute sets. So come on out, get you some beer if you're local. Come meet me from the QB Huddle Podcast. I said that like I'm some sort of celebrity. I'm not. But yeah, come on out, man. It's going to be a fun time. It's a mixed crowd. And like I said, they make 14 different types of beer. If I was still a drinker, I tried to go through all 14 of those just to see how I would react. But they're all different. And they have these crazy names, like Death and names of beers that maybe make you
IPAs,
whether or not you want to try
IPAs.
it. Yeah. So, but it looks pretty cool. So that's what I've got going on. Tell us what you've got going on this weekend, because you've got a big event on Sunday.
Man, I do. But before we dive into that, did we touch base on New Era Media and Low?
We did. We
Hey,
we wish them the very best. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just personally want to say, man, thank you guys for, being there with us through all of it, man. It was great times. I wish you guys the best in your future endeavors. I know you guys are going to be successful, so keep crushing it. And wish you guys were here with us, but we all know everybody has different lives and, different things going on. So just want to wish them the best. But with that being said, yes, this weekend is our AGA Masters. This is the granddaddy of them all. Right. This is our 3rd annual Masters. We got our boys D-Mac, Colby, Trey, Brady, all making the cover. Man, this is one of our favorite ones because it's going to be hosted at Buffalo Creek and Rowlett. And if any of our golfer fans know about Buffalo Creek, they know that course is the real deal. I had an opportunity of winning a tournament at that course a couple years ago. So I'm still going to take that same approach. One major under the belt, I need to get that other one, right? So I can be a 3-time major guy. And so the goal of this is still continuing to raise money for giving out a small scholarship to a young male or young female athlete. We're very close. We're actually going to host a dinner at Hutchinson. It's Hutchinson Barbecue. If you know about that barbecue, it's fantastic in the DFW area. We're going to be expecting that early June, where the QB Huddle will come out and interview that person. So we've already got some applications. These kids look great on paper. We're wishing them the best in their journey, and whatever we can do to help, spice that up, maybe get them a training session or, some new clubs, something that'll help them along the way. But that's really what the goal is for us. And so we're almost there in this upcoming tournament. We got a full pool of 16 good players. And it should be some fireworks there. So we'll see what we can do.
Sadly for me, I will be missing this major, but I've got some good news. I have 2 epidurals going into my back on either side of my spine this Thursday at noon. So my hope is that this allows me and frees me up to play a couple of pain-free rounds, including the next AGA event. So I'm excited about that. Hate that I'm missing this one. It's an early Sunday morning. I'd love to be out there.
Saturday morning, actually.
It's Saturday morning. It's Saturday morning.
We're doing it on a Saturday.
Oh, that'd be even better. But there's no way 2 days after those shots, I'm going to be ready to play golf. I'm supposed to sit down for 2 weeks. So
I will say this is the fastest player fill up that we've had. I mean, the second we rolled the poster out, we had it filled within 24 hours.
Wow.
So that just shows we're doing something right. The players love it. It gives guys an opportunity. We had some of our highest handicap golfers end up placing in the top 5 or the top 3. So that motivates a lot of these guys to come in. You don't have to be necessarily an amazing golfer to play in these events. This is a stable for format. It really evens the playing field with your quota based on your handicap. And so, man, we hope to see you, man, because we haven't seen you since, last year's Masters.
I know.
Almost had a shot, right? So
almost had a shot.
Yeah, so we have an open event coming up. We're still debating on where we're going to play it. I think we're going to play it at Fossil Creek, another Arnold Palmer design course. I think that was a very challenging course, and it looks like it came down to 1 stroke, and I lost by 1 stroke. So, and we have a big trophy that you get to carry home and keep it for the entire year, similar to the PGA Championship Cup, right? So, or the U.S. Open Cup. So, moving outside of that, we'll start these team events. So Tim, Bobby D, a lot of UOG, AGA guys will start to slowly trickle out.
I notice how you called out all the old guys. Appreciate that. You called all the 50 pluses out.
We don't really see you guys since the first 2 events. And this is our 3rd year. So
I know.
We hope to have your presence. But yeah, man, we're excited about it. I think it's going to be really good. You bet your ass I'm trying to go in there and win it.
All right. Well, good luck to you this weekend, man.
I feel good about my game.
We'll hear all about it on Tuesday. Let's get into the draft. It was a fun draft.
Let's do it.
But there were some surprises, right? Some of the biggest surprises we're going to talk about right now. And I know that you and I aren't even going to see eye to eye on all these as to why teams did what they did. But the biggest surprise to me of the draft, I think to everybody, Ty Simpson getting picked in the 1st round to the LA Rams, a team that is 1 game away, seemingly, from the Super Bowl a year ago. They did not get a player that could strap up and help Matthew Stafford get over the hump. They drafted a guy that, I don't know, may play in 3 years. I don't get this. Brandon, you had a different take on it.
I get it. I do. I personally think after watching Ty Simpson's, film and just kind of break down, I know Dan O, he said some off the wall things. Todd McShay said some off the wall things. But if you go back and look, he's one of the few guys that just stood in there and just stuck it out, right? Most guys coming out as the number 1 dual threat quarterback in his class at that time, most guys would leave, right? They would go find other adventures. And that was the last Nick Saban draft class. And he stayed. He could have left. And the fact that he played 15 games, did they have was it the best looking Alabama team? No, it wasn't. Right. But the fact is they stood in there and fought. They came back from a 28-point comeback in Norman. It showed me he had some grit in him. Right. But I think this is more of a play 2 or 3 years outside. We can understand that Matt Stafford's going to have at least 2 more years under his belt if his back holds up. But this is also a warning sign for Stetson Bennett to say, hey, get your shit together. Right. We took a guy in 13 and we're taking him. We'll see what happens. Obviously, this is Matt Stafford's team, but Stetson Bennett was coming off of, rehab and, for personal reasons, not sure what he's going to be like. He is older. I thought he was very talented in the preseason, but I do think this is a step, especially for the Rams, that, hey, we at least take this guy. We can support and, hopefully in the next 2 years, he has some, Brock Purdyism about him, can get in and out of the pocket, can make good decisions. He struggled a little bit, but
Okay, well,
I know
much
you're
like
going to say, I know what you're going to say, but I think right now this was more of a long-term play for these
I
guys.
mean, he's
I mean, the
also
guy
had he's had injuries. He's a smaller guy. He's not extremely athletic. But my bigger issue, look at Sean McVay's face. I mean, I wish we had a picture of Sean McVay's face. But that'd be difficult with the copyrights. He was visibly upset, right? Visibly upset. He was not happy. I don't think he knew this pick was coming, although I did see or read somewhere where they did let Matthew Stafford know that they were going to take the guy. I'm just looking at it from a winning standpoint. Yeah, it's a late pick in the draft. I get it. I think you could get Ty Simpson in the second round. Why not pick a guy that can help you win, address an issue, maybe defensively, that can help you win now? And you didn't do that. And if I'm Matthew Stafford, I feel some type of way about that because I'm only coming back for a chance to play in the Super Bowl. I'm not coming back to play in the regular season and hoo-ha and look at my stats, right? That's not why he's coming back. So to me, it was just a weird pick. It was just weird. I don't know. It didn't make a lot of sense.
I mean, Stafford has a bad back, man. You know with bad backs, dude.
But isn't Jimmy there?
Almost approaching 40. I mean, you wake up the wrong way and you feel horrible. So I just think this is insurance protection to get him going. But also with Stetson Bennett, we don't know what he's going to be, right?
What about Jimmy? Isn't Jimmy still there? He's fine. All right. I'm just saying.
Man, this Brandon Newey, man, from the QB Huddle.
A first-round pick that's not going to play for 2 or 3 years. I don't know.
Who's to say? Who's to say he's not going to play 2 or 3 years? Who's to say? What if he has a good preseason and he moves up to number 2, and now you're one snap away from a guy who's already been injured? And I think that right there, having his knowledge of being able to sit back, watch, observe, learn from one of the best quarterbacks in his era, Stafford. Stafford's a monster. He's one of the best pocket throws you can really look at on his film. It's like, damn, dude, there's not too many people like him. And I think this is a great situation for him. I'm happy as a Niner fan because we don't have to – they didn't just draft an absolute bona fide stud who can impact immediately for the Rams. So thank you, Rams, for thinking of your future and taking a quarterback that looks very comparable to our guy. Now, maybe this works out in the long term. Kudos to you. But right now, you've got to win now. And I don't think he impacts you at all right now. So maybe you have a point. But I just think, man, taking this guy, what do you got to lose? You didn't trade up to get him. Right? It's not like you traded three first-round picks to go get a talent that is barely still in the league. So,
I get it.
Trey Lance and John Lynn. And
I think it was a terrible pick. Okay. Plus, I will say also, Alabama quarterbacks typically don't work out. And don't say Jalen Hurts because he's an Oklahoma product.
Jalen Hurts was an Alabama quarterback,
and he got cut. He got benched and he got cut. He got benched and he got cut. Tua might be the best one.
Tua, Mac Jones.
Yeah, he's okay in the right situation. I'm just saying he's not a world beater.
You got one, a Super Bowl champ. You got two $200 million quarterbacks.
You can't credit him to Alabama.
How can you not credit Jalen Hurts when he won the SEC?
He got benched in the championship game, and then he had to transfer.
Title at Alabama. Are we going to go through this again?
Then he had to. We go through it every week. All right. Here's a bigger surprise. You know what? I said Ty Simpson biggest surprise. Maybe as a player, but as an organization, this is a head scratcher. Everybody should be fired right now. The Cleveland Browns draft another quarterback. This is 3 quarterbacks they've drafted in 2 years. Because last year's controversy wasn't enough. They wanted to stir up some more. And they draft the quarterback, Tylen Green, who we talked about a couple of weeks ago as this athletic freak. There's talks of him, people wanting him to move to wide receiver. That's very Lamar Jackson-ish is what that reminds me of. But why in the world is Cleveland drafting another quarterback when all they're talking about is how good Deshaun Watson looks and how we love Shador and we're not getting rid of Dylan Gabriel? What was the point? Can you explain it? It looks like you have a headache.
Not really. I don't understand this move. I feel like that kid going to that team is a recipe for disaster and trying to learn. Now, Todd Monken is really good, right? He was actually Prentice Elliott's OC, if you don't remember that, back our guy, Pizzo. So I think he's got something up his sleeve. I don't think Green steps in immediately, but I also think this could give him a look to get other teams looking at him. Maybe it's a trade bait opportunity. Maybe Deshaun Watson comes back, resurrects his career. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe it's a trade-off. So you got to have, quarterbacks in play. We know Dylan Gabriel is a serviceable quarterback for the most part. Doesn't push the ball down the field, but I think this entire draft is going to be built around Shedeur. If you look at some of their picks, I mean, to me, I feel like this could be an opportunity for Shedeur to shine. And I would say, drafting those two receivers, getting tight ends, getting offensive linemen, 2 offensive linemen within the top 3 rounds. I hate it for the kid because, a 6th-round pick, are you going to stay or not? Maybe not. But maybe you have an opportunity for teams to look at you. I would have personally loved to see him in a different situation to where he can, be a serviceable backup. But I don't think he's going to get the reps needed. I don't really understand it, the pick. So
yeah, it's weird to me.
I'm not really a fan of it, so I think we agree on that. But I will say the kid can play, and I think he should be a quarterback. I watched him play at Louisville. He's solid. He's just got to continue to develop. I mean, at that level, footwork and everything. Footwork is everything. Timing is everything. And most importantly, execution is everything. So if he can learn to figure out those 3 things, his intangibles and his talent is through the roof. So
did you see the one-on-one? Did you see the one-on-one he had with John Gruden? Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I did.
Gruden asked him, this is what flat out, and he was like, "No, I don't want to play receiver. I'm not here for that." So
good because he didn't play receiver ever. So stick to your guns, stick to your beliefs, believe in yourself, just like some of these other dual threat guys have. A lot of these guys that have talent and size, they tend to steer them a different direction instead of somewhere they really want to play. And I say you exhaust every avenue as a quarterback first. And then if you have to reevaluate yourself like a Terrell Pryor, then do so. But you play quarterback your whole life.
I don't understand it. I have a feeling.
It's also Arkansas, Tim. When is the last Arkansas quarterback that's come out?
I understand what
Matt
you're
Jones,
saying.
And they moved him to receiver.
I just wish that I don't know. I have a feeling. You know what I do wish? I wish that we could get Hard Knocks Cleveland Browns, because this Cleveland Browns is going to be a circus show again surrounding the quarterback. They won't just say, hey, Shedeur is QB1 coming into camp, and that's that. They've got this Deshaun Watson mess hanging over his head. And, I don't think Dylan Gabriel's in the conversation, thankfully. But I do think it's kind of ridiculous that they went and got a quarterback. I think it's dumb as shit. I don't know.
And maybe they trade Dylan Gabriel, and then he becomes the third, just depending on his development. I think this is more of a trade scenario. I think this is more, hey, it's better to have these quarterbacks loaded because we're coming off of a season where Deshaun Watson tore his Achilles twice. He hasn't played in 2 years, right? So this is more of like, hey, if he goes down and he's not the same, we've got to cut bait, and now we got 3 quarterbacks that can be at least serviceable. I think Shedeur is going to be a star. It's just a matter of time before he strikes. I think what they did in the draft, to me, screams, we love Shedeur. And we're going to do everything in our power to build around him. That's what it looked like to me.
Well, we'll see. Cleveland by itself has just been – it's just like the loser that goes to the dance and sits in the corner by himself. That's the Cleveland Browns. So they need to get their shit together.
They took 8 of 9 players or 8 of 10 draft picks offensively.
So you feel good. You feel good.
I do. I like it. I don't like the Green pick, but I think it's an insurance policy. I think it's something. Hey, one of these guys gets hurt, this freak can step in, right?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm thinking of in a positive way.
Were you surprised that Diego Pavia, with all of his bravado at, whatever he is, 5'10", he was not picked? He is, there he is, one of the most confident young men coming out of the draft this year. We'll use that word, confident. Kind of annoying if you ask me, but what do you think about this? Undrafted.
Not shocked.
I mean, he was a Heisman finalist.
I'm not shocked.
Okay.
This is the NFL, man, and this is something that, hey, you got to put on your tie, buckle up, button up your shirt. You know, I think Diego has got some humble pie, right? He got some humble pie, but I love the kid's moxie. I love the way he competes. I don't think he's an NFL quarterback. I told you guys in like I think it was 2 episodes ago, that this guy would be a really good CFL quarterback. And CFL is good, right? I mean, they're competitive. I mean, are you gonna make multi-million-dollar deals? No, you're not. But I think for him, he's got to find a way to take advantage of his opportunities, which he's historically done, and just have some humility, man. I mean, you don't need to say F Indiana, F the Heisman, this and that. Dude, you're a 5'9" quarterback that was a runner-up for the Heisman, and you took Vanderbilt to a 10-win team. Can you beat your chest a little bit? Yeah, but we don't need all the other antics, right? We don't need a celebrity quarterback.
Right.
That is the worst thing you could do as a quarterback, is be a
Parcells.
celebrity quarterback. Me. No, can't do that. You gotta lead from the front, which he does, but you also got to know when to kind of dial it back a little bit. And he hasn't learned that yet. He's got to learn to dial it back a little bit. Now, hopefully this is, an opportunity for him to be, humbled, but also a chance for him to say, hey, man, I belong here, and I'm going to show you.
Did you see what happened to him over the weekend? Did you see the videos? He was at the UFC or some sort of mixed martial art, some sort of fight. And he tries to hit on this girl that's an influencer of some kind. She's it's cameras following her and everything.
Sure.
And she wanted she was like, don't touch me. What is wrong with you? Like, shut down immediately. It's pretty hilarious. Poor guy has not been having a good week, but he is invited to Baltimore to go work out with the Baltimore Ravens and try to make that team. So congratulations to that. You better take it seriously. That's all I can say.
Got to take it serious, man. I mean, who knows, man? He may go on a Brock Purdy run. We don't know.
Yeah. Now,
right? He took Vanderbilt to a 10-win team.
I get you.
It's pretty damn impressive.
I get you. Didn't they beat Alabama that year too? They beat Alabama.
They sure did.
Yeah.
No, they lost to Alabama and Vandy. They lost. Well,
Nussmeier. I think I can't remember if you had told me that he would fall or not and why he would fall. He did. Obviously, he had some issues last year. A lot of it centered around accuracy issues. He falls all the way to 7, but falls to the Kansas City Chiefs. Not a bad place to fall to. Obviously, not guaranteed to make that team, but why not with now Patrick Mahomes having his worst career injury and trying to make it back? Why not? Why does Nussmeier not have a shot to make this club and work with Patrick Mahomes? I think it's a great opportunity for him.
I just don't think he has the athleticism. I think he's a statue, and statues in the league are done. Like, they're done with him. You can't move. He cannot move. Right? If you can't move, you're not gonna go high, man. I mean, we look at the 2 guys that were selected. They can move a little bit. They got a little bit of wiggle, right? This guy's a freaking statue from the 1980s, right? Those days are done. I've said it for years. The pocket quarterback will become extinct.
Oh, no.
The game's too fast now. You're going to have to be able to get yourself out of certain situations. Obviously, the number one thing is to throw from the pocket. Does he do that well? He has, right? But injuries have beat him up. Inconsistencies have beat him up. He's just 1 year removed from being the number 1 quarterback on the board, and now he's the 7th, right? So we saw this along with Quinn Ewers too. Only Quinn Ewers won 80% of his games, 90% of his games. So where is this going now? Are we seeing these guys who don't possess the gifts of being somewhat athletic getting hindered because they don't have it? And if they don't have the wiggle, everybody can throw a ball now. Every quarterback can spin, throw a nice spiral, etc. What happens when you have to make a play?
Well,
that's what it comes down to me.
I can tell you this.
Make a play. I haven't seen it from him.
Garrett Nussmeier. Garrett will most likely compete with Justin Fields for that number 2 spot. And I got to tell you, man, I mean, Garrett comes from good stock, right? His dad was in the NFL, coaches the NFL. He's got a little brother, as I've said, plays here at Marcus. I call his games on Friday nights. He is athletic. He's a left-hander, so he's a little bit different. He's a different player than his brother is. But I'll also say, if you are going to, have the issues that you're talking about and pocket pass are dead and all this, if he landed at one spot where he does have an opportunity to work with one of the best quarterback gurus of all time in our league, to be with Andy Reid in Kansas City, I think is you can't ask for more than that.
I think it could be a solid fit.
Could be, may not be. I hope so. I hope that Nussmeier makes it. All right,
dude.
Let's go down the list. We've already talked about some of these guys, but we're going to let you know who got drafted where. We'll talk about each of them, except for the ones we just discussed. I'll give you where they went, what round and what team. First up, as everyone expected, not a big surprise, Mendoza went number 1 to the Raiders. I got to tell you, I liked him coming out of his shell a little bit over the weekend.
Dropping the F-bombs.
He dropped an F-bomb. He wore the helmet with the suit. He was on stage. This kid looks genuinely excited that he got drafted number 1, even though he knew he was going to get drafted number 1. And he looks like he's just so happy and joyful to be in the NFL that I wasn't really a fan of his, and I'm starting to come around. Like, now I want to see what he's going to bring to the Raiders, and I feel like he's a perfect understudy of Tom Brady. Perfect.
You mean Kirk Cousins?
Well, no, I mean Tom Brady.
Obviously, Brady's there. If you pull that image back up, do y'all realize this guy is destroying teams with a punter's face mask?
Pull the image back up.
We got to get my boy a face mask, bro.
That is a terrible look. Like,
we got to get my boy a face mask. My man has half sleeves, no wristbands, nothing.
Swagless.
Right?
He is swagless.
Basic as all can get out. But hey, his game is loud.
Yeah.
His game is loud. And
I like how his thumb is tucked. He's got the fingers out. I mean, he's got some hairy ass arms.
Release is a little low for me to be a 6'5" guy. But hey, the kid can spin it, and the kid competes day in and day out. He's a great leader. I think Kirk Cousins and him are going to get along very well. I do, and he nerds out over quarterback, and I love nerds when it comes to playing quarterback, because you got to be a nerd, to some degree, because you got to nerd out over this position. It's a very tough position. I think he's handled it with grace. I think him just staying back with his mom, you can tell his family is very supportive of him. His core values are built within his family and his faith. And to me, that is extremely important for such a young kid, and he's wise beyond his years. He already talks like a future CEO. And so if you have him on LinkedIn, he's constantly doing cool things with it, man. I root for kids like this because he just seems like he's made up of all the right stuff. And he's a kid that'll get hit in the mouth and keep up and keep going. Right? He had blood on his mouth at Ohio State, the first hit in Big Ten championship. The kid shook it off. That's what made me say, hey, man, you need to switch that damn punter face mask and put on a real face mask.
Right?
So you might
Someone's going to have to help him.
Visor on or something, right?
He's going to need some help when he gets
Please switch that face mask. Somebody's got to tell him.
All right. Ty Simpson obviously went number 1 to the Rams. Carson Beck goes 3rd to the Arizona Cardinals. Now, this guy has played more college football than most, right? You see flashes where you think, oh, this guy is A+ potential, and then you see him make plays, and you're like, what is he thinking? What's wrong with this dude? Is he a fit in Arizona? He's obviously going to get to sit behind Brissett. I think that's a good thing.
I think it could be a great fit simply because he has such a good quarterback to learn from. Brissett's been around Tom Brady. He's been a very serviceable backup for years. He finally has an opportunity to run with it for a little bit until, Beck becomes at least serviceable to where the Niners can kick him in the mouth every year.
Well, Kyler Murray's gone. They need to do something.
Yeah, we needed to get rid of Mighty Mouse because Mighty Mouse used to destroy us.
You
don't have to worry about him no more. We have to worry about bad back Stafford, and then we got to still worry about my man Sam Darnold up north. So I like this pick for Arizona because I like beating up on Arizona quarterbacks. So and also he can't move either. So We'll see.
I do not see Carson Beck becoming the long-term franchise quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals or any NFL team for that matter. I think he might have a shot. He may start for a year, maybe even 2, but I think Carson Beck is going to find himself in a backup role in 3 to 4 years for somebody. I'm not sure for who. That's just my feeling. Here's another guy.
Don't hit, bro. Normally don't hit on him. So
What'd you say?
Cardinals rarely hit on quarterbacks.
It's true.
I think the last quarterback was Kyler, right? Kyler had some flash.
Kyler was good.
Has there ever been a serviceable quarterback not named Jake Plummer?
They had Kurt Warner, went to the Super Bowl.
They had Kurt for 2 years.
They didn't draft Kurt.
Was it 3
They
years?
had Kurt.
2 years?
I want to say 3.
Jake
It might have been 2.
Jake the Snake was a bad
Jake
boy
was
in
good.
Arizona.
Jake was good.
I
Jake was
remember.
good. Yeah, you don't remember.
That's about it. That's
You don't
where
remember.
that's where it stops. So
Here,
hopefully he's a guy.
here's a team
Maybe
that.
not.
What do you think about this team, bro? The Steelers, outside of drafting Ben Roethlisberger and I guess you could say Terry Bradshaw because he was part of 4 Super Bowl wins. They can't draft quarterbacks. They made a mistake with Kyle Pickett a couple years ago, getting the hometown guy. And then in this
Kenny
year,
Pickett.
in the 3rd round, what did I say? Kenny
Kyle
Pickett.
Pickett.
Oh, no, Kenny Pickett. And then in the 3rd round, this weekend, they take another hometown kid from Penn State, Drew Aller, who, number one, I think we all agree that we don't really feel like Drew Aller is going to be a franchise NFL quarterback. But more importantly, this dude grew up a Browns fan. Can you imagine, as a 49er fan, that you get drafted to the Rams? This guy, as a Browns fan, lifelong, gets drafted to the Pittsburgh Steelers, the team that he absolutely hates. And it's another hometown kid that you're hoping for. And I like Drew Aller. I liked him as a college quarterback. I liked watching him because he's the guy that was never going to quit. He's a great teammate. He's a leader. He's all those things. NFL franchise quarterback, I don't think so. And so what were the Steelers doing at 3, man? What it feels like a reach. It feels like a reach to me.
Yeah, I feel it's definitely a reach. I mean, you have Will Howard sitting there, which a lot of players are pretty enthused about him. Dual threat kid out of Ohio State, pick last year. I don't see it with Drew Aller. I haven't seen it. I saw one game where he was like, "Oh, this kid didn't have him," but the kid was a redshirt freshman. So I'm thinking that, hey, if he's able to learn a little bit from Aaron Rodgers, really develop, he's got size. I mean, he's a big dude, right? 6'5.5", 230, right? In a McCarthy offense, which is, we all know, is very West Coast. Can he get rid of the ball really fast? I'm not sure, man. I don't want to overhype the kid, but the kid may surprise you. There's a reason they took him in the 3rd round, but I'm still trying to understand why. I just didn't think Penn State quarterbacks, man, outside of Kerry Collins, just don't do anything in the NFL.
Yeah, and Kerry Collins didn't do much.
Good. So good. I used to love watching him throw the ball.
You did? You liked him?
What? Kerry had a bullet. Cannon.
He's all right.
I just like his throw motion. I don't know. He just looks smooth.
I felt like the Jets did a good job here. I felt like the Jets did a good job in getting Cade Klubnik because you have Geno Smith in the building. That's your guy for at least next year. But now you've got Cade Klubnik from Clemson, who to me is a very, very good quarterback. He's athletic. He can throw it. He can throw it on time. There's a lot of upsides to Cade Klubnik. I like him going to the Jets and being able to sit behind Geno Smith for a year or two. How are you feeling with Cade?
I like Cade, man. Cade is an athlete. I watched him when he played at Austin Westlake. I hate that he went to Clemson because I don't think it truly developed him. Just under that gimmicky offense, and RPO heavy system. I would have loved to see him in a situation where, he could have stayed, maybe played better competition in the SEC. He's an athlete, man. I mean, he can make plays. He just didn't have it all put together the rest of his, career. But he's got volume. He started as a freshman. He played all 4 years. When you have a kid 30-plus starts in his career, those are the kids you really like to grab to. And who knows? I mean, taken in the 4th, maybe he shines. Maybe he can block out noise. But, having Geno Smith there, is that the best example? Probably not. Right. But
really?
I mean,
you don't think Geno can teach him how to be a pro, how to watch film as a pro, how to navigate practice, how to become a leader in the locker room?
Or how to throw a ton of picks each year? Yeah.
Well, sure. I'm not talking about on field now. I'm just talking about the mechanics of becoming a pro quarterback. And I like Cade better than Carson and Drew Aller. So I think the Jets really.
I think Cade's got a better upside because he can move. Cade can move. Cade can make plays. So this is some of the type of quarterbacks that you're going to start seeing. A little 6'2", maybe 6'3", has a good arm, but has great escapability. And I think that's something that Cade brings. And so will that help? Because the Jets are loaded in the draft. They have one of the best drafts I've seen. So we'll see what happens with Cade. I'm excited to see his journey.
Tylen Green obviously went to the Browns. That was a 6th-round pick. Obviously,
such a reach, man. I feel bad.
There he is again. He's so skinny. He doesn't have to make the 6th-round pick, by the way. I mean, there's no guarantee there. Maybe he comes in and outshines Dylan Gabriel, and they trade Dylan Gabriel because he still has trade value.
I'm thinking they trade him to the Falcons. Go right under that system with the lefties.
There you go.
All lefty quarterbacks in Atlanta.
I like it. So there's Tylen Green. He went to the Browns. This next name's a tough one. I don't know if I can say it. I'm going to do my best. His name is Ethan Kalakamanis. Is that right? Do you know who he is?
No.
He went to the Commanders. Look, the only thing I know about Rutgers is that Michigan uses them as a warm-up every year in the Big Ten. We use them to just trounce all over them every single season. They're a good speed bump for us to get ready for our Big Ten play. So I don't know much about the kid. He went 7th to the Commanders. He's obviously not going to start or even be the number 2. So we'll see. I don't know what this was about. I don't know why the Commanders took him. What do you know about him?
Don't know a lot about him, but wish you the luck, kid. Go out there and prove him wrong.
Okay, there we go.
Not prove him wrong, but prove yourself right.
This is where we really miss Lauren. The Patriots in the 7th round take Beren Morton. Is that how I say his name? Out of Texas Tech. He was taken in the 7th round. Again, 7th round guys don't typically make the team, or if they do,
party.
I mean, it's not going to happen all the time. Good luck to you. We don't know much about you. You should know more about him. He's in your favorite conference. You should know more about him.
In my favorite conference.
Well, I mean, he's in there with
SEC, bro. This is Big 12.
That's true. I forget.
But I will say with the Tech guy, I've had an opportunity to watch him play. He's not bad. He can move around a little bit, but when he played against Oregon in the playoffs, man, he was ghost. So it makes me question, can you handle this type of spotlight?
Right.
And it didn't look good, but I feel like him learning, I mean, this has been, Morton's, I don't put too much stock into it. I think the only stock I'm putting into is Mendoza, to be honest, and probably Cade, just because Cade has a tremendous opportunity. Okay. He does. And I don't know if Geno's on a short leash, but I think all these other guys, they're going to kind of cycle around and, go fight and try to make a spot. It's not about starting right now. It's earning your spot on the roster. And that's why I feel like it's very important for these guys who, feel like they may be getting overlooked. But one thing I do like about a guy like Kalakamanis, I'm going to call him AK.
AK, I like that.
What I like about that, you never know how good a kid is until you put him in that spotlight, right? He played on a bad Rutgers team. Normally when these quarterbacks play on bad teams and you get them around some dogs,
they're better.
It might be serviceable, right? So be on the lookout for these guys in the preseason. I'm curious to see how these guys all perform. Again, if I was to pick a guy who wouldn't shock me, he's starting by week 8, is Cade.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think Geno's on the short.
You don't think Mendoza's going to take over at some point in Las Vegas? I don't think he should.
At some point, but I think Kirk Cousins is such a strong veteran
Yeah.
that he's not going to let it go just too easy.
I agree.
Right?
I
Agree.
He's
going to light it
the
up.
hunt.
He may have a shit game, but I can't imagine a rookie head coach turning to a rookie QB in the middle of the season. I can't.
No.
Especially when you've already coached that veteran and you had success with him.
I could see it in December when they're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. Then we get a look.
Hey, go spin it for a few games, kid.
Yep.
I want Kirk to do well. I do, because that
my
was
favorite seventh rounder.
His best season was with him.
My favorite seventh rounder was Garrett Nussmeier. Obviously, because of the connection. I'm hoping that he gets some opportunity. Look, there was a lot of drama surrounding that program last year too, right?
Yeah.
There was a lot of outside noise. A lot went into what was going on last year, but let's not forget, coming into the season last year, he was rated as a first-round guy, right? Things didn't go well for LSU last year. That wasn't 100% on him. He was a little inconsistent, but again, a lot was going on around LSU last year. I think Garrett's going to a perfect spot. He gets to compete for a number 2 job. I do think Justin Fields is going to be used a little bit as a gimmick guy in that Kansas City offense. So I think Garrett Nussmeier has an opportunity here. Not that he'll ever take over as the starting quarterback for the Chiefs, but maybe, get some opportunity to end up somewhere else and get that shot.
You know who I'm going to compare him to?
Who's that?
Chad Henne. Good, serviceable quarterback.
Better arm than that.
Could be a solid number 2. Solid for years to come. I can't see you taking a guy in the 7th round and forcing him into a starting position, or he's the backup for more. I think this is going to take some time.
Okay. Because
his injury history, and he makes a lot of bonehead plays. Because why? He can't move.
He can't. That's true.
He cannot move. He's not his little brother.
No, he's not. I do like him, though. I like the whole family. Whole family's good people.
I mean, he comes from good pedigree. He can read the defense.
Let's get into before we get into the UFL scores, which we'll get into. By the way, the DC Defenders, Coach Shannon Harris, are on fire. But I want to give you an opportunity. Both of us have the 2 teams that we follow. I want to give you an opportunity to tell me how you felt about the Tennessee and San Francisco drafts, and if you think that your teams did well, and who you're looking forward to most seeing hit the field this August in preseason.
Man, well, first we'll start with my Titans, and I feel this was a very strong draft for them. Right, with Robert Saleh, you got Dayball as your OC. You take Carnell Tate at number 4. Is a little bit of a stretch. Maybe it is. I don't know. Right. I'm curious to see how he develops, but I do love that you immediately try to address the room in the first round. Hey, let's go get my guy Cam a security blanket, right? A guy who can do everything, even though he's a little overshadowed by Jeremiah Smith, who wouldn't be, right? I think I heard Malik Neighbors on a podcast saying that, man, he wasn't even the number 1 receiver. Well, hell, who the hell is? You would probably been a number 2 to Jeremiah Smith as well. Mm-hmm. So the fact that he got the volume that he did and made those big situations, I'm really excited to see how his growth, but I also love the edge rusher, Keldrick Falk out of Auburn. That dude's a stud. I remember I watched the Bama Bowl. He was everywhere. I was like, damn, this dude's a menace. And then we're addressing the linebacker situation. As you know, Saleh, he loves his linebackers. You get Anthony Hill Jr. out of Texas. He was very good in the 2nd round. And then you start to address a little bit of the running back situation. I thought they were going to go with the running back from Notre Dame in the 4th pick, but he went to the Cardinals. So that we were all thinking, hey, he's going to the Titans. He's going to the Titans. But, man, I think they addressed a lot of needs. You get a couple of offensive linemen. You get a tight end out of Oklahoma. You get a D lineman from Baylor and edge from Auburn. They said it was an A grade, and to be honest, I can't complain about it. I think each one of these guys I've seen, I'm like, man, they can play. So change to the guard there.
Fair enough.
But here comes this San Francisco team. Damn it, we just love to reach. Every year. We are not good at drafting players. But one thing I do like is that we took a step back and we traded back. Most of the time, we're reaching in the first round. The only first round pick we've ever had in the Shanahan and Lynch era that has hit is Nick Bosa. Everybody else, they're not on the team. They're gone. They're injured, right? Now, we did have the kid from Georgia.
Brock Purdy hit.
Huh?
Brock Purdy hit. Oh, he was undrafted, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
No, he was Mr. Irrelevant.
Career.
Yeah, he was Mr. Irrelevant.
And you know who picked him? Brian Greasy.
Oh,
I
love Brian Greasy.
So
you know where
we
Brian
go in the
Greasy
first
played
round
college
with
ball.
Stribling, he's a freak from Ole Miss. These Ole Miss receivers just somehow they're just freaks. DJ Metcalf, AJ Brown. Now you have Stribling, who runs a 4.3. He's 6'2.5". I don't like the volume of, especially his stat line. I really wasn't impressed. But one thing that I did notice, and Howie Roseman? Howie doesn't really get a lot of things wrong when it comes to evaluating players. And they said in college he won on 85% of his route running. So that lets me know he's a route technician. He could take the top off the defense. All he needs is an opportunity. And at Ole Miss, if we go and look back, they were changing the guard with quarterbacks. Chambliss finally emerged later in the year, but they were rotating quarterbacks often. Then we get Romeo Hyatt out of Texas Tech. We know how aggressive that Texas Tech defense was. They were phenomenal. And then we go in the third round, and then we get Keelan Black, which I actually like that pick because every time I watched Indiana, that running back was cold. He was leaning forward. So I think this is a very good opportunity for him, especially with Christian McCaffrey, even though we know Christian likes to stay on the field. So maybe this is an opportunity for Christian to step in a different role, more of a Marshall Faulk type scenario, line him up at the 6, put him in a slot, let him work a little bit. And then we also got, we addressed the defensive line. We finally got an offensive lineman, right? Out of Washington, Carver Willis. We followed up with another linebacker out of Louisiana, Duggar. I got to look a little bit more up on him. And then we follow up with another an offensive lineman from Kansas. We already have Pooney in Kansas that we signed 3 years ago. So now we go back to Kansas to try to get it. So I do love that we at least try to address the offensive line room. I would have loved to take an offensive lineman early. I don't really feel we need to reach for a receiver right now because we already got Parcell. We got Jennings that, we're still trying to figure out. We also signed Christian Kirk and Mike Evans. They're all veteran guys who are great route runners. And so hopefully Stribling really spikes it up. They gave us a draft grade of an A, but I'm probably going to put us at a C because I just know we reach all the time. Everybody loves us, but hey, we constantly reach in the draft. And so hopefully these guys, these late round picks, because that's what our team is built off of is late round picks, that they become serviceable and step in day one and go. So we'll see.
Good for you. So your team's addressed the needs. You got an A and a C, but your 49ers reached a little bit. So
they gave them an A, and I don't think it's an A. I don't think it's an A draft.
All right. I'll start off with the Bears. I think both the Bears and the Cowboys get A drafts, and that's saying something for the Cowboys for sure. The Bears for the last few years have been pretty good in the draft outside of quarterback before they got Caleb Williams, but otherwise they've done pretty decent. But this year they did a thing. They addressed needs, and they got some really good players. They needed a safety. They didn't have one on the roster, so they picked Dylan Feynman from Oregon. Great player. My only concern, the last time the Bears had a white free safety, that dude was absolutely terrible. His name was Connie. He lined up about 18 yards off the ball. He couldn't tackle my mom in space, and this dude was trash. But we've seen over the last couple of years that the white DB is back, right? We're back. We're coming back. And so power to the white DB. Now we've got this kid from Oregon. He's got swag. He was wearing sunglasses with his suit inside. He had a big fancy, I don't know. I don't think the kid's all white all over. I love this. I love this pick. I'm excied for him to be a Chicago Bear.
Hey, white boys are different now, man. They got a little juice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. White boys are coming back.
Some motion.
Back
in the day when we saw white DB.
Yeah, I know. It was like, you're toast. You're toast.
That's our guy. We're going at him all the time, right?
as a guy that played a little bit of corner in high school, I take major offense to that.
Yeah, you should, man. It's all right. But now y'all are evolving, right? We got sports performance training. You guys are evolving into some specimens.
We're trying.
I see you.
If more white dudes would have sex with more black women, right, or more black dudes would have kids with more white women, we would have more mixed kids. And then think about the elevation of those kids and how good they would be. Just look at Roman. Roman is going to be an absolute stud, right? That's all I'm saying. Let's just mix it up a little bit. Let's just put it all in the pot and see what we get. Create a recipe. Let's go.
Roman's not white. He's Venezuelan.
No, but he's mixed. He's mixed with a lot of different races. I didn't say you had to have a white person. You don't have to be white. Woo. Jeez. Anyway, let's move on.
I need my little dude to be a nice little baseball player. You know, you got that Latin in you, man.
Right. He's got baseball. He's swinging the golf club. He can jiu-jitsu you to death. Hey. He can play side. Roman can do it all.
He almost hit for the cycle the other day, and he didn't even realize it. Well, none of them did.
None of them
did. He almost took my face off. Oh, so I'm their pitcher, right? And so it's similar to coach pitch. And, you know, I'm just kind of peppering him in there. I throw it to him a little bit quicker just because he can pick up on it with his bat speed. Dude, he almost nailed me straight in the face.
You gotta get out of the way.
And everybody thought I got hit, but I blocked it with my glove, and I was a little shocked. But in my mind, I start smiling because I loved it, because we've been working on stepping to the pitcher and driving the ball. You hit it right back at him, and he did it so perfect. And at first he stopped. He was scared that he hit me, and I was like, go, run. I'm good. And I look at him on first base. I love it. I want all the kids to hit the ball right back in my face.
Yeah, you're trying to teach the kid how to kill a pitcher. That's nice.
Hey,
that's
love it.
That's
love
lovely.
it. And that ball was flying. Then he hit a triple. Then he hit a double. If he would have got back up the next one, we was trying to get that home run for the cycle in T-ball, guys. T-ball.
Understood. In T-ball. Okay, let's move on. Good job, Roman. The Bears. They took a center in the draft, which is great. They lost center. They got a center in free agency, an older center, so they draft a center. That's a good job. This guy can also play guard. Logan Jones out of Iowa. Here was a little bit of a reach to me, but talking to producer extraordinaire, Mr. Marcus Watson, before you came on, he made it make kind of sense to me. Sam Roush, tight end from Stanford. We know Stanford players are very smart. He'll be tight end 3 unless, in fact, Cole Kmet does get traded. That is some of the talk in Chicago. I hope that doesn't happen. But he's also can play the fullback role, which is great, right? And the Bears like to use multiple tight ends anyway. That's part of Ben Johnson's offense, so I like it. That's how they get the run game going. Here's my favorite pick for Chicago, though. Xavier Thomas, wide receiver, LSU. This dude scored 4 different ways in college: rushing, receiving, punt, and kick return. He's going to make it automatic.
A football
burst
player
on the scene by being a return guy. The Bears didn't have a return man for the last several years. He's going to fill that role. He ran the fastest time at the 40 at a 4.28, right? So this could be Devin Hester reincarnated.
Don't ever say that. Don't ever say that.
Hey, we can only hope. We can hope. Also, he's got family ties to Walter Payton family. So there's some Chicago lineage there. I am so excited to see Xavier Thomas play for the Chicago Bears. Then later in the draft, they got themselves a corner, a linebacker, which was a need, even though they did pick up Devin Bush this year from the University of Michigan. They got a D tackle in the 6th, so the Bears did very good. However, they didn't do as good as my Dallas Cowboys. I don't know what happened to Brandon. I don't know. So
I just gave you the spotlight, listening to your BS. Go on.
Here we go. The Dallas Cowboys, for the first time since Jimmy Johnson era, actually had a good draft. I tickled to death with this draft. Number one, we got the best defensive player in the draft. I don't know how he slid down this far, but Caleb Downs, free safety, now plays for the Dallas Cowboys. Day 1 starter. He is going to change our defense on the back end. No question about it.
Is he though?
Yes. How does he not?
I don't know, man.
How does he not? He can stop the run. He can cover.
Getting all these good draft picks and don't do diddly poo with.
No, this is. Dare I say this makes the Cowboys, just that pick alone, put us on the map. I'm not going to say the words, but they put us on the map. Then this pick came in. Malachi Lawrence, This dude looks a lot very similar to Micah Parsons when he came out from Penn State. I think he's a little underrated. I don't think you hear about him enough because he played at UCF. But this dude has a motor, and he is going to get after the quarterback. Listen to what I'm saying now. He's going to get after the quarterback. Then in the third round, they got – I know we've got friends. Sean Edwards, shout out. They hate when we draft Michigan players. But I'm going to tell you, I can't say his name. Deshaun, I think it's Jashawn Barham.
Jay-Sean
Barham, outside linebacker for Michigan. As a Michigan fan, I can tell you I knew him as number one. And he was the number one best player on the Michigan Wolverines a year ago. He can stop the run. He can stop the pass. He can cover. He can get after the quarterback. This dude can do it all. He's going to play off-ball outside linebacker for us. I am so excited to see this dude in a Cowboy uniform. He got suspended last year for the first half of the Oklahoma game. Our defense looked absolutely terrible. He comes in the second half of that game. And the defense looked different. I don't care about that. What I care about is that the Cowboys' first 3 picks in this draft were outstanding, and they addressed immediate needs. Then they went and got Drew Shelton, a starting offensive tackle from Penn State. Anytime you can get a Big Ten tackle, I'm excited. Big Ten, they do linemen. That's what they do. We got a corner. Later, we got another left tackle from, an edge rusher from Alabama late. That's always a good pick. And then we got a wide receiver in the very last piece of it. He may be a special teamer. He may not play. He's a 7th rounder. Don't know about him at all. But I love this. We addressed every need that we had, did the Dallas Cowboys in the draft. And I expect this year that this defense is going to make noise and not be the laughing stock of the NFL like they were a year ago. That's my opinion. I give them both A's. And I think the Dallas Cowboys won the draft. So
y'all have a B grade.
B?
Yeah, they gave y'all B plus.
They are
gave
wrong.
us an A. Somebody's tripping.
Who won the draft in your opinion? I say the Cowboys won the draft because I absolutely love what they did. Who do you think won the draft?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I think the Jets and the Browns won it.
Oh,
you
think the Browns won the draft?
They got some dogs.
Golly, I cannot agree with that.
They got some dogs. Listen, Cleveland is always going to be one of the most talented teams on paper. They are. For the past, 6-7 years, even in the Baker era, they've been extremely talented. It's just their front office is poochies, and their coaches don't know how to win games. Right? Even though Kevin Stefanski was a 2-time coach of the year, hey, when you win 9 games or 8 games in Cleveland, it's a Super Bowl season, right? So they have to find a way to get all of this talent on the same page to be able to make a run because, in my opinion, the North is up for grabs. It is. It is. Baltimore, coming in with a new regime. They still have some of the talented players that they have, but it's a new coaching staff. Pittsburgh is a new regime coming in. Zach Taylor is somehow still with the Bengals. I don't know, but he's probably on the hot seat and on his way out along with his quarterback pretty soon. This is up for grabs. Go take it. Go take it, Cleveland. I'm wishing you luck, except when you play Lamar.
They could
get blown out by 50.
We'll talk about it next week, but there's still some questions about whether or not Aaron Rodgers is going to suit out again for the Pittsburgh Steelers, which I'm really surprised about. Let's give our UFL rundown really quickly. We'll start down with the Louisville Kings. We're down here in Dallas this weekend. They won their game 47-25.
Dallas took an L.
Austin Reed, the quarterback for the Dallas Renegades, in my opinion, would get, if we were doing garbage juice and on fire, he would get garbage juice player of the week. 4 interceptions thrown by Austin Reed this week.
Can't do that.
That is not how you win games. The Kings win that game 47-25. The Houston Gamblers, they hosted the Columbus Aviators. Both teams are newer to the UFL. Houston Gamblers come out with that win, 17.
Finally got a W, didn't they?
They finally got their W. The Orlando Storm, also an expansion team. They hosted the St. Louis Battlehawks this past weekend. Here's Harrison Frost, quarterback of the Battlehawks. He threw in 2 interceptions. Jack Plummer quarterback of the Orlando Storm. He had the one touchdown, but the Battlehawks won the game 25-17. And then lastly, Coach Shannon Harrison, the DC Defenders, on a roll since losing the home opener. They have another 40-point performance, winning 45-28 over Birmingham. And listen to this. Jordan Ta'amu, 4 touchdowns, 275 yards. He was certainly on fire. Meanwhile, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who we saw in the NFL just a year ago, 2 touchdowns but 2 interceptions. And that's going to prove to be the difference as the DC Defenders are on a 3-game win streak or 4-game win streak. Coach Shannon Harris, shout out to you, my friend. We got to get Jordan on the show because he has been on fire. He's playing at a different level than the rest of the quarterbacks in that league right now.
The most disappointing is the Birmingham Stallions with A.J. McCarron as the coach. He is the only coach with a 4-game losing streak.
Well, it's his first year. Doesn't matter. I'm trying to give him an excuse. It's his first year.
Ain't no damn excuse. No excuse.
All right.
You're 0-2 at home and you're 1-2 on the road. 1-4 total. You are what your record says you are.
I got you.
Got to figure that out quick, man, because Birmingham Stallions have actually been one of the teams that have been the backbone of this league for a while, right? Since they first started, even going back to the days before they merged, they were still a really good team. So they've got to find a way to turn this around. I think the most impressive team, obviously, is the defending champs, the Defenders. But you got to give credit to Orlando being a first-year team, being 4-1. The Renegades seem to turn it around. The Battlehawks are still trying to make it. Louisville's trying to find their way. The Houston Gamblers just got their spot. And Ted Ginn, his first year, obviously it's not going as planned. But 1-4 and, you're 0-3 on the road. It's just, you guys got to find a way to win. I will say I watched a few games of this. It's still competitive football, man. I just hope that these teams still stay together and you keep the build on these things because somebody has the opportunity to be back-to-back champs in this league for the first time.
They sure do.
And that is our guy, Coach Harris. So
we're on your side, Coach Harris.
Roll it, my dog. Roll it, run the tables.
All right. Speaking of old friends of ours of the show, I spoke with Robert Kent yesterday, and he plans to join us sometime over the summer, and then PD, I can't even say it again. Every once in a while throughout the NFL season, he will be our Lions insider. He's going to join us this summer to tell us about what the Lions are up to. And so we'll be excited to have Mr. Robert Kent, Jackson State Hall of Famer, on our show again here soon. He's just got to wait for school to get out, right? He is a teacher. He's not available Tuesdays at lunch like we are. Any last words, Brandon, before we get out of here?
Nah, man, I saw some of the comments going back to our first topic of, what's your favorite MJ song? And a lot of people are saying Man in the Mirror, hands down, which is a fabulous song. Great song, by the way. What is your favorite MJ song?
My favorite, I have 3. I love them all equally. It's going to be Beat It, Billie Jean, and Thriller. Those are my 3 favorite MJ songs. But those are my introduction songs to Michael Jackson, right? I mean, that's the first songs I ever heard.
Mine is a little bit different, and maybe it's because I play piano. I love Lady in My Life. One of the greatest songs in music history.
Oh.
The chorus, the ad-libs, the synchronization with just all the instruments together. It's just a phenomenal song. Break of Dawn's a good one. Butterflies is a good one. Heaven Can't Wait is a good one. Human Nature. I mean, I can go on and on and on. But I love like R&B soul. So when he starts to turn that gear, love it. But obviously one of the coldest songs of all time is Dirty Diana.
Ooh. Okay. You know what? This is a good opportunity. Do we put Mark on the spot? Like, I think I want to start including our producer in some of these things. Yeah. I want to know from Marcus Watson, what is your favorite Michael Jackson song? Because you're my age. So we started loving Michael Jackson. Add yourself to the stage. Marcus
Never Can't
Watson.
Say Goodbye is a good one,
too. Come on stage. Tell us what your favorite Michael Jackson song was. Here he comes. I'm excited. I'm getting chill bumps right now because here comes
Who doesn't like MJ? Claus. I've never heard a person that says, I hate Michael Jackson.
There he is. Mark is back. Woo! What's your favorite MJ song?
Brandon got me on. I'm the one who said Man in the Mirror.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'll go back a little older school to Pretty Young Thing, PYT. You know, I love the video of and the way the video and music tied in. Remember the time.
Yes.
Was just like it was one of those first videos where you saw people that looked like us, and so many people like the whole Egyptian king type of vibe. That's all. That's
what
all.
he used to look like.
What he used to look like. Yeah. But Dirty Diana. When you said Dirty Diana,
Dirty Diana was the ish.
I was nodding. I'm like, that's the mic drop. Yeah,
Okay.
That's mic drop.
Mike was pissed, boy.
He was not happy at all. He was going through it. He was
My man went through it.
Oh, I love Michael Jackson. And he was, remember when he first came out with that Thriller and the Beat It and the Billie Jean, that's when the MTV was starting to hit its peak. That's when music videos were all the rage, and Thriller was like a whole ass movie. It was like a 40-minute video of one song. It was amazing.
It was.
So historically, we'll go to a little history lesson.
Oh.
He had to fight tooth and nail to get his video, Billie Jean, on MTV. You want to know why? Because they didn't play our type of music on MTV, and it wouldn't appeal to the crowd. So CBS's producer, who was played by Mike Myers in the actual film, said he's taking off every single artist if you don't play Michael Jackson. Wow. That's how it exploded. It's because MTV finally played a black artist, and it was Billie Jean, the very first one to host it. And by the way, Thriller is a 14-minute video.
All right, I said 45.
And still scares the shit out of me to this day. I still can't watch it by myself.
Thriller was a movie, Yes. It was a movie. Thriller was an
experience. He changed a lot, man. He's a game changer. There will be no one to ever top him.
Only ever been one. Only will ever be one.
Yeah. That's true. Yep. Nobody will ever be Mike. Well, guys, don't forget, tune in next Tuesday to hear about Brandon Newey's professional AGA golf masters experience this Sunday. If you're here in Dallas, Fort Worth area, you can come see me live at the Turning Point Beer and Brewery in Bedford. If you do come out, make sure you say hello, right? Make sure you say hello if you come out. But that's going to do it for this week. We appreciate you spending just a little bit of time with us today, probably over your lunch hour. Again, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you to Marcus Watson and Broken Halo Media for producing our show. Thanks to FanStream Sports. We love being a part of that network. And most of all, thank you to the QB Huddlers for tuning in. Until next Tuesday, keep those chains moving, folks. We'll see you.